says he's found the main controls to the power beam that's holding the ship here. He'll try to make the precise location appear on the monitor. The tractor beam is coupled to the main reactor in 7 locations. A power loss at one of the terminals will allow the ship to leave.
I don't think your boys can help. I must go alone.
Hey everyone, Scooby-Doo here with the greatly anticipated Obi Wan Kenobi tractor beam show with Death Star. Check this bad boy out. I don't know how anticipated it was, but I try to make it that way anyways. So here we go. We got Obi Wan, the Hot Toys 1/6 scale. He's up here on the top. We got the tractor beam all lit up here, and it's right next to the Death Star. And he's getting ready to deactivate it so they can get the hell out of there. Now, also too, with the wall, I added a retro type of Star Wars mini poster, which is right there, to go along with the lightsabers that I have here on the side wall. It looks pretty cool up there. So what do you guys think? I've been trying to get some kind of diorama like this for a while because I wanted to tie something in with the Death Star itself. Plus too, we have the space trooper over there. He's pointing at the Millennium Falcon somewhere flying into the Death Star. Alright, so now you ask, where did I get the tractor beam? Well, I'll tell you, it didn't actually come exactly like this, but I did order it off of eBay from a gentleman in Croatia. And I will leave a link down below. And a little bit earlier, before I put the shelf together, I actually made a little shorter video, so I hope I'm not repeating some of the stuff I'm saying now. But the process in which I got it to look the way it looks right now with the lights. And actually, you can actually see there's actually lights shining up through the top. It's just kind of hard to see because I have the camera light on as well. But there he is. So go ahead and take a look at these, or this short video, or these short videos, and I will show you the process on how we got to this shelf right now. So go ahead and take a look. And welcome to the creative process, which we know as Scooby-Doo. This is the Death Star tractor beam reactor, I guess you could call it. I had this made or commissioned to be made by a gentleman. Actually, he's from Croatia, which is one thing I like about doing my builds. Is I've used people from all over the world, from UK, Australia, China. It's just never ending. So this one came from Croatia. He's actually an eBay seller. He does 3D printing of just about anything. He does Star Trek, Star Wars, anything really that you need. And I contacted him and asked him if he could build this for me. And literally within hours, he had the print work all up for it. I mean, he didn't make it, but I mean, he sent me pictures and said, "How's this look? You want me to go ahead and print this up for you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Fantastic work. Now, I'm sure it could have been a little bit more detailed, but for what he charged me and everything else, I mean, it was a great deal, and he did it so fast. I actually have a few other people that I know that do the printing for me, and I asked them in the past, and they're like, "Well, do you have like the 3D graphics for it? Do you have the pictures of it?" And I didn't have it, and they're like, "Well, we can't do it." And this guy literally did it in like an hour. So I will leave a link down below, and you can check out his eBay page. So I wanted to show it to you before I got too much into the modification. He was actually going to do some of this for me as well, and I told him, no, just go ahead and send it, because I kind of wanted to do some of the work myself, because sometimes I like doing stuff and sometimes I don't. So before I got too far into this, and before I started painting it, I actually already started drilling some holes because I have some ideas for some lighting with it. And it's actually a half of one because I'm going to be putting it up onto the Star Wars wall. And if you want to look comparison size, that should be about right for 1/6 scale. Just about anyways, good enough. So I drilled some holes in it already. I'm going to go ahead and paint it, and once I get it painted, we'll come back and take a look at the next process that we got going on with this thing. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I did my first couple coats of painting. This is just the base coats. Just did it in black and gray. Actually, I took off the top piece, makes it easier. Now I'm going to go back in and do some dry brush painting with some little cheap brushes that I have, and I'm going to use some different colors of cans of spray paint. And I'm just going to go through and do some shading to give it a little bit of depth and a little bit of color. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera again and just start messing around with it and see what we come up with. Don't worry, Obi, we'll get this done soon. Okay, so I went ahead and finished some of the dry painting applications. So you can see the control panel is starting to come together. Didn't do that much of a detailed painting on it. I used some of the techniques that there's a public access painter. Well, his show was on public access, which is just a public channel. His name was Bob Ross. And he would paint a lot of things, but they really weren't detailed. He would just use a bunch of paint strokes, and then all of a sudden, before you knew it, there was like a whole forest on his canvas. So kind of doing the same thing here, just doing some small paint strokes, and then let your brain fill in the rest, because we actually do that. So even though there's not much paint there, your brain is actually going to start filling in all of the gaps. Amazing how our brain works, isn't it? There's really only a few sets of different paints in there, but as we pull away, your brain's going to automatically see more of a control panel, even though there's really not one there. Alright, so that's done for the painting. Now we're going to go on to the lighting. And my idea for that was use some plastic. This came off a frame. Off a picture frame. It's like plastic. I am going to have to warm it up a bit to make it a little bit more pliable so I can bend it. But then I just took some ink markers, and I'm going to color in some of the plastic so when it goes behind there and the light shines through, you're going to get different colors. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this plastic, and I'm going to get out some felt tip markers just like these. And I'm going to secure the plastic to the back, and then just start filling in where I want different colored lights. And then of course for the lighting itself, we're going to be using one of these puck lights. So when it goes behind there, you can already see how some of it lights up. And we'll just add that plastic with the different colors to give us a little bit more of a detail. Alright, so let me get working on that, and we shall return in just a moment. And there we go, the completed paint job, excuse me, and lighting. Now also what I did is when I put the top back on, I actually left a gap. That way it would let some more light come in from the top. If you look really closely, you can see where I left a gap. It looks fine from the normal viewing distance. Actually, it looks fine up close too, but added the green up there because it had some green lighting. Again, this is going to go up higher, so I knew that some of the stuff wouldn't be seen anyways when it was on the wall. Very, very simple to do. I think all the painting together, and I'll show you the back what I did. I just took the plastic, and like I said, I used the markers, colored in some of the hole areas, and then there's the gap that I left on the top. And that was it. Again, the painting, I don't know, maybe I worked on a total of maybe an hour, but that was getting everything out, putting everything away, cleaning everything up, taking 3 or 4 breaks in between, because you know how I am. I got that ADD when it comes to doing some of these projects. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at it back up on the wall. And here he is back up on the shelf. I turned off some of the lights just because the video is kind of hard to show all of the lighting with the extra lights on, but it looks really good in person. You can see how I have the lights shining up in the different color on top. And I really like how the shelf came out, especially with the Death Star. It looks fantastic. So if you're wanting something like that, or if you're needing something else 3D printed, I'm going to leave a link down below. The guy was really helpful. I'm really glad I found him. Yeah, I'm really glad I found him, because I don't know how else I was going to be getting the tractor beam reactor. Alright, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I feel bad not showing you the other shelves that I built or rebuilt. So I'm going to kind of pan down, and I will show you the A New Hope Luke with helmet, because I really like how that shelf came out, and I've kind of already kind of shown it before, but I kind of redesigned it. So we're going to take a look at them right here. Actually, the trainer ball lights up too. I forgot to turn it on. Let me see if I can turn it on really quickly. Ow, I forgot. How did I turn it on? Oh, here we go. There we go. I don't know, for some reason I just think that looks really cool. Maybe if I turn off these lights too, because I don't always have these lights on. I just like the color and everything, because I actually added new shelf lighting to it. Alright, so that's it. Questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Remember, I will leave a link. If you do contact the guy, just tell him Scooby-Doo sent you. Tell him he's the guy that built the tractor beam. Alright, so talk to you guys later. Look for other videos. I have the Princess Leia review coming later this week, plus the Jedi Luke build, and the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Told you I was busy this weekend. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.